Would you like to accelerate your career and reach your full potential in just minutes a day? Welcome to the LEADx Show with New York Times best-selling author and Inc. 500 entrepreneur, Kevin Kruse.
Hey everyone, Kevin Kruse here. Welcome to the LEADx Show, where we are helping you to get just a little bit better every single day. Now, don't forget, you can get a free management or productivity video course every single day over at leadx.org. Why wouldn't you tell all your employees about it? Today on the show, I talked to a man who went from janitor to CEO of what is now a $1.3 billion company. He talks about creating a great place to work culture, one-on-one meetings with no agenda, and they actually have 300 open positions. Need a better job? Pay attention. And our challenge of the day, inspired by his failure story, is go fire someone. All right, maybe not literally, but if there is a decision you've made that isn't working out, today, make it the day you end it, you reverse it, you shut it down. Muster up the professional courage and let go that person who isn't working out. Shut down that marketing experiment that isn't generating high enough returns. Cancel those meetings next week that you know you really shouldn't be involved in. Shut it down. Our quote of the day: I am not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions. Stephen Covey. Our guest today is the CEO of Kronos, a company that provides workforce management software. He joined right out of college in 1979 when there was just a few employees, and today he leads the company, which has over 5,000 employees, does $1.3 billion in revenue. Kronos has been named a best place to work by the Globe and Mail, the Boston Business Journal, and the Montreal Gazette. He's personally one of the highest rated CEOs on Glassdoor and recently won the Ray Stata Leadership Award. Our guest is Aron Ain. So Aron, I believe failures are stepping stones. There's no win or lose, only win or learn. So I'm hoping you're going to tell me a story about one of your best failures and what did you learn from it?
Oh gosh, given my career, I've had so many failures. You're going to force me to pick one. I could, we could have this whole conversation about Aron's failures. So I would say that on one dimension, it's our ability to hire great people. And there was one particular position when I was the CEO where I needed to hire someone to fill a super senior level position, managing a group of about 1,000 people at the company, and spent about 7 months evaluating the market, looked really carefully, got to finalists, interviewed finalists, did references, did backdoor references, made an offer, the person started. And it was clear after a couple of weeks that the person wasn't what we thought they were. So I had a conversation with the person, thought we got realigned. It still wasn't working out. And 6 or 7 short weeks later, someone who worked directly for me, I had to say this just wasn't working. And so I considered that to be a colossal failure given how important this position was. Now, the learning from it was I then proceeded to call up each of my board members individually to tell them and apologize that this happened. And basically their response surprised me. Their response was, gosh, I wish all our other CEOs would go and make decisions as quickly when they recognize they made a mistake. So I viewed it as a real failure for a really important position, having spent so much time to recruit the right person. And they viewed it as positive that I went and did something about it so quickly. So not only is this an example of a failure, but how failing and then doing something about it ended up representing a positive thing, not just to my board members, but also to the team members who were within this part of the organization that had this person that wasn't working out.
Yeah, there's so much to learn there, but I think so many of us are non-confrontational, and we hope the person works out, and we don't want all of the work of having to recruit someone from scratch, and we put off that decision often far longer than we should. Like even we know we've made the wrong decision; it's not a right fit or whatever, and still we often delay that, don't we?
Yeah, we are. We do, and so courage. Being a great leader takes tremendous courage. And courage is defined as making these tough decisions, particularly when they deal with people. And so I think as leaders, the better we can do in having courage, and it does take courage to be a great leader. Nobody likes having conversations that are difficult, in particular when they impact people around us. You'll be a better leader and a better manager.
Now, Aron, in the show intro, I shared the incredible success of Kronos and your personal career path. Your brother was one of the founders, and you joined the company in '79, I believe, when there was just a few people on board at the time. Tell me about those early days. What was it like when you first joined the company?
Oh gosh, we were all young and didn't really know what we were doing. We knew we had a good idea, but how to do it exactly, we were exploring. It was like a 6-7 day a week job. We all worked every Saturday, and most of us worked on probably every other Sunday and trying to get the company going. And everybody did everything. And so there was no such thing where you just were in a functional discipline. So for me, I was doing sales, I was doing service, I was doing support, I was doing finance, I was doing marketing. I was cleaning the bathrooms. I was first on the alarm list at 2 a.m. when the alarm would go off. And it was fun and it was invigorating. We got to know each other. It was a wonderful learning opportunity for me.
Anything you miss about those early days?
I don't know if I miss things about it. I like Kronos better as a bigger company because we have more resources to do things that help us be more effective in taking care of our employees and taking care of our customers. I didn't know what I didn't know back then. So it wasn't as if I was striving for something that I had seen somewhere else. But I actually like Kronos better as a bigger company than I do as a smaller company. I think we can be more effective.
And indeed, today you're the CEO and Kronos is a much bigger company, 1.3 billion global software company, over 5,000 employees. You're one of the highest rated CEOs on Glassdoor. 87% of Kronos employees are engaged at work, far higher than the Gallup 33% number for North America. You've won numerous Best Place to Work awards. So you're doing the leadership stuff right. And clearly your managers are doing the leadership stuff right. What's the secret? How are you getting so high engagement levels in such a large organization?
So it starts with communications. It starts with asking our people what's motivating them, what's upsetting them. And then it's take that information we get and doing something about it. The reason we have over 90% employee participation in our engagement surveys when we ask employees about it, to say, because you do something about it. We can tell if we gave you feedback that my manager sits down and talks to our group about something that came from our area, and then we take action to correct it and do better going forward. So that's very motivating for people. We also clearly understand that to be a great company, we have to have great people who work here. To have great people who work here, we need to be the kind of environment that people want to come to work at and stay here. So we deeply focus on these areas, and that includes trust and collaboration and transparency and communication. It also includes being successful and making good decisions. Truth and honesty is a big, important part of what we do. And perhaps most importantly, I believe people join companies because they hear about the company, but they leave companies because they're not happy with who they work for. So we have a high premium on our manager effectiveness. In fact, we survey that on a regular basis. We have a manager effectiveness index we call MEI. We hold our managers accountable to that. We reward the ones who do really well. So we focus on all these dimensions, that Kronos being a great place to work and all the things that make that possible.
How often are you measuring the MEI?
Twice a year.
Twice a year. And so part of that would be engagement of their team members, but then there's other, I'm assuming, business results metrics in there as well?
Right. So we ask traditional engagement questions, say 30 or 40 questions that deal with loyalty and benefits and compensation and would you recommend Kronos to other people? And then we ask 14 additional questions, which we custom designed for our purposes, which focus specifically on their relationship with their manager. Does your manager understand what your goals and ambitions are? Do you have conversations with your manager about functional strategy? These type of things that are important. And then we hold the manager accountable to those results.
On this topic of communication and manager effectiveness, I know my world changed for the better when I started doing weekly one-on-one meetings with all of my direct reports to dive into some of these things. What are your own thoughts on, manager one-on-ones, how often to do them, and any tips for doing them well?
Yeah, so let me move it up a level. I think communications is critical, and how you choose to communicate with the people who are on your team can be done in different ways, but you have to find a way to communicate. I tell people at work that silence is not an effective form of communication. You need to communicate, have conversations. So for me personally, even though I have very senior people who work for me, I have scheduled one-on-ones every week with my direct reports, no agenda. We just come in and catch up with each other. In addition, I have a scheduled group meeting of my executive leadership team once a week where we sit around the table, again, no agenda, catch up with each other. It's a form of communicating, so we make sure that we're aligned with each other in what's going on, so there's no surprises. It's very informal, but from my perspective, very effective.
That's great. When it comes to Kronos, what are you most excited about these days?
I'm excited about where we are today. I'm excited about where our investments have brought us today. And I'm most excited about what our future is. Look, we've run the company for 40 years with a basic model that goes something like this. We want to grow our revenues 7, 8, 9%. We want to grow our earnings or our operating income 11, 12, 13%. And we want to take everything else and plow it back into the business. And so what that allows us to do is run the companies not for today, not for tomorrow, not next week, but in fact for next year and 3 years from now and 5 years from now. So we're always thinking about what the future looks like. And I think in particular right now with Workforce Dimensions, our new flagship enterprise product that we've spent 3 years, 600 people, $150 million developing, whose intent is to revolutionize the workforce management business. All indications from the release of the product recently, from our customers and prospects and partners and employees, quite frankly, is that we have hit a home run, not just a home run, but a grand slam. People are very excited about it. So I'm particularly motivated and really excited about what this product will represent, not just for our company, but for the workforce management business. This product that we've built that's future ready, I describe it, that's built for a modern cloud, that uses things that haven't typically been seen in applications like ours around artificial intelligence and machine learning and responsive development design and all these other areas. And so very excited about that. Also excited about what we're doing in the small and medium business. At times, most enterprise software companies do really well either at the high end, the enterprise level, or the small and medium end. We are on a good little run here, doing well in both dimensions. So excited about that.
That's tremendous. And it really does explain a lot about your philosophy of the long term. For a software company that started before the internet was really, around and known, to be so successful this many decades later is really remarkable. And it's great to have that focus. So how can our listeners find out more about you and Kronos?
Well, certainly we're active in all forms of social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, Instagram. Please come visit us at our website, or else give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. We have over 300 job openings right now, focused on always looking for great people to come join our organization. If you're someone who's interested in our products, look us up, and we'd love to come talk to you about what we have to offer and what we do. So there's lots of ways to do that, or else even if we're not perfectly aligned as a potential employer or someone, you're not perfect for our product, but you just want to follow what we're doing, or you have ideas about what we can do better, follow us as well there. I think we're doing a lot of interesting things today.
That's exciting to hear. Aron, thanks for coming on to the LEADx Show.
Okay, very good. Thank you for this opportunity, and good luck.
LEADx family, that wraps up another mentoring session packed with advice just for you. Before I go, I hope you'll remember that at LEADx, we're on a mission to give free leadership training and professional development to everyone, anywhere, at any time. Visit leadx.org to check out our free course of the day and our weekly live webinars. And if you're the kind of person who always says thank you, please take 1 minute to go leave a rating for the LEADx Show on iTunes, because we're at 246 reviews and we need to get to 300. We get about 2 ratings a week, which is less than 1 per show. My heart is breaking. But big thanks to the new reviews from last month from Masahi, Annette's Guy, Zintim69, Mike 071966, Stacy H331, Kaplan and Carolina, Princess Rose Love, McGahee01, and Living with Intention. And of course, because leadership is influence and we are all leading all of the time, it's just a question of whether we're leading in a positive direction or a negative direction. How will you lead today?